UFO. Shane asks Sean Cahill about Jeremy McGowan.
Well, I'm going to ask you a question, if you don't mind, Sean, that's probably not as nice as everyone else's questions. And I hope, as you said earlier, that you just want the truth, that you'll answer it as truthfully as possible. Is that okay?
Go for it, brother. Go for it.
Okay. And so I talked to Jeremy McGowan a little bit. He has since blocked me. The last DM I have from him is a smiley face, but he blocked me for someone that I follow, which I found super unfair. But he has made claims that you and him rode to Wyoming and that he told you about his kids and all these other things, and that you went to Wyoming with Lou Elizondo, and Lou Elizondo claimed to be a 33rd degree Scottish Mason, which there were no records of, and that he acted like a fortune teller in his basement, and that he believes that you told Lou Elizondo about the trip and to Lou to try to get Jeremy McGowan on board with this, and that's why he left UAPX and all this other stuff. And I'm not asking you this to be a dick. I just, I've heard
you're being one, so keep going. Go ahead.
Okay, I appreciate that, because I really just want to know the truth. I feel like here in ufology, if what we're all looking for is the truth, right? Like, that's what we really want to know. And so, what is your response to these claims? Like, is it all bullcrap? Is some of it true? And Sean, I understand that you've gotten to work with Lou and stuff like that. I mean, getting to talk to Lou is like finding a 47 karat piece of gold under a river randomly when you're going diving.
Sure.
So, and I just really appreciate your cadence and how calm you are. And I honestly, man, I'm not asking you this to be an asshole or anything, but I have heard his claims in full detail several times, and I don't disbelieve them. But I just want to know, and I also don't fully believe them, because it's ufology, right? And another thing is that here in ufology, I feel like that, like, Ross Coulthart, in my experience, has been wrong at least 4 times. But instead of just admitting he was wrong or admitting he did something wrong, which for me, integrity goes a long way, he's doubled and tripled and quadrupled down and told everyone on UFO Twitter, and this is my words, to shut the fuck up. Those are his words, not mine. So I just wanted to ask you, because you sound very well spoken, what are your response to these claims that Jeremy McGowan has made?
Well, you may have noticed that to date I've made 0 response. That I've had nothing to say about a lot of his opinions. His opinions are based on his experience, his knowledge, and his understanding of his life and his world. I don't share his characterization of that visit whatsoever. And while I'm not trying to live in a place of resentment, the proper word would be that I resent his characterization of it, because at no time in the period that we worked together, and in the period that we were incredibly close friends, that we would say that we cared very deeply about each other, that we listened to each other in ways that other people hadn't. I have to say that I think both of us were not mature enough at the time to have as close of a relationship as we had. I've spoken to my own therapist about mistakes that I made, things that I regret saying to him. I know that for a period of time there were clandestinely taped conversations that were going around to some people that were being used to try to defame and discredit us. And that was very humbling. It was very humbling to have, and I'm not trying to make an excuse for using bad language or having negative thoughts in my heart about other people, or frankly shitty opinions based on reading the book cover instead of finding the person in between. But his characterization of those things, in my opinion, are there to protect him, and I have to grant that to him, because his perception of the way that went, I can't change it. If I can't go back and change the things that I said to him in anger when things weren't working out between us. But I'll tell you what I did wrong. I placed the onus of the entire experience on him, and that's not a fair thing to do. I told a person that he was the reason for all of the problems in his life. And previous to that moment, I had never said anything that hurtful to that person. And I cut him off, man. And when I say I cut him off, I mean I did that to him. I didn't block him, but I made it impossible for him to have a relationship with me, and I really regret that. And I think in a lot of ways I am responsible for a lot of the beliefs that he has now, because frankly, this is hard to say, I don't see it the way he did. Those are the most negative characterizations of something that you could give. And I will add to that first, secondly, no, I did not arrive and brief Lou on this ride. Nothing like that happened. We had an experience together. We were together all the time. I don't know anything about this Mason stuff. It's not something he and I have discussed. And so, and this characterization that he played fortune teller, that's a really screwed up way of saying, hey man, can we talk about remote viewing? So again, he wasn't a skeptic before I pushed him over the ledge. So I'll take that responsibility for that. But after that, it's on all of us, man. This is a hell of a journey. We're all in a tough place that we're living in, and I hope. I don't mean any disrespect to him either. I'm going to continue to keep my mouth shut about it after this because I want to see him heal. I want to heal. I hope someday we're all on the same bus figuring out this shit together again because that's what this community needs. But it's regretful. Man.
Yeah, that's a great answer, Sean.